over London and the southeast, collecting debts and seizing goods.
Nice sunny day, it's only 9 degrees.
Today they're in Lewisham, southeast London, with a writ to recover over £1,700 owed by Carl Gardner to a parking company.
What we got next, mate?
I do believe some parking tickets for the amount of £1,752.80.
The job sounds straightforward, but it will push all of Gary and Connor's skills and abilities to the limit.
I think it's the second one in from the end, mate. Hello?
Hello?
Hi,
You all right, mate?
Who you after?
Carl Gardner, please. Who are you, please, mate?
Who am I, his brother?
Okay. Have you got a phone number for him we could speak to him about, please? All right, mate. We're here about a legal matter. Ideally, we need to speak to Carl.
Yeah, well, I haven't got a number for him. He's just come here, but obviously he doesn't live here anymore.
But he doesn't live here, you say?
No.
But Carl is listed on the electoral roll at this address. The agents have the right to stay and investigate further.
Do you own this property? Do you live here, or do you live here with parents, or... Is your mum here?
Yeah, but she's like 81, she can't come here.
Could I see a copy of the council tax bill or the tenancy agreement? The easiest way, if we can't find the paperwork, is that we just come in, have a look around and confirm that he doesn't live here.
Give us a sec, we'll see.
Okay, all right.
The man claiming to be Carl's brother has locked the agents out. But Gary is still suspicious that he could be the debtor.
Stuttering and stammering about who lives here. So, I'm not convinced at the moment. I don't believe his brother hasn't got a mobile number for him either.
When people are telling the truth, their body language tells you quite a lot. And I'm quite observant to that. And people will look you in the eye. But when they lie, you know, they'll avoid eye contact. There'll be little gestures that they'll do. They give it all away. They will be very closed off physically. From somebody such as myself that can spot that body language, it can be quite easy to see.
5 minutes later, the man has not yet returned.
Ah, you found it.
Still looking, I haven't found the bill. I've got a letter from the council. Right.
Have you got any ID, Lloyd? Just so I can confirm you're not Carl.
All right.
The man has left the front door open, so Gary and Connor seize their opportunity.
Excuse me, I didn't ask you to come in.
I know, you left the door open, sir, so we made peaceful entry. We're allowed to do that. Have you got a driving licence or...
I can't find the passport. Mum, who am I?
Me?
Who am I?
No, Gardner.
Okay.
My son.
It seems the man is the debtor's brother after all. But the agents still need to establish whether Carl lives here or not.
I want to cause as little stress to anyone else as possible. We need to see proof one way or another that he doesn't live here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. How
So-
can I prove that he doesn't live here? As far as I'm concerned, you've just walked into my property, yeah, and you ain't got no legal rights.
We have. We've got a High Court writ. Do you want to follow us around so you can see what we're doing?
Well, that's what my mum's got to say, yes.
No, no, no.
To be honest, Lloyd, I know it's her house and I respect that, but we have a job to do and we have legal authority from the courts.
But Lloyd refuses to accept the agent's authority.
I'm asking you to leave, please.
And I'm saying no. We can
Yeah.
gain peaceful entry.
Yes, which you have done. You
Once
walked
we're in,
Yeah?
you can't have us removed and you can't obstruct us from doing our job.
Well, you're going to have to move me. And then that means you're going to have to fight me to move me,
The
innit?
police will move you.
No, what is what I'm saying? Well, you're going to have to do that, because at the end of the day...
In front of us, mate.
Yeah, please,
You
mate.
know what I mean?
The prospect of the police being called changes Lloyd's mind.
You know, at the end of the day, you just let them come and look then, innit?
Can we do that?
One of them look.
Okay, don't bother
Yeah,
calling the
okay.
police. All right, we've cancelled the phone call to the police, okay?
Yeah, just one of you. Just one of you.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
okay,
that's fine.
I'll stay down here, mate, not a problem.
The agents have a right to search each room thoroughly for evidence that the debtor may in fact be living in the house.
That's one room there.
But Lloyd has other ideas.
What are you looking for?
Evidence?
You can't just come in here and
Lloyd-
start
Lloyd.
opening up stuff.
Yes, I can. and I'm going to.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. The more you get involved and try to obstruct me from doing it, the more you're going to get yourself in trouble.
Then, in the next bedroom, Gary makes a game-changing discovery.
Why is Carl Gardner's 30-day free trial for Amazon Prime in this room?
Because he used to live here.
The discovery suddenly changes Lloyd's attitude.
Right, so basically, I'll tell you what you do. Leave the door.
Lloyd,
Leave the door. Call the
Lloyd.
police. Call the police.
Don't
Come out.
start getting...
No, come out.
Don't
Call the police.
touch me.
No, call the police. Call the police, yeah? Call the police, man. Call the police, man!
Listen.
I said, come out! Call the police, man. Come out! My mum's 81! Are you disrespecting her in her house?
Listen, you need to
Come
stop.
out.
Hey, hey!
Come out then!
Do not.
Yeah, you come then!
Yeah.
Yeah, you come! Get out! Get out!
You want the police?
Come out!
Please.
You need to come out of my house, man! You need to come out!
No, we're not going anywhere.
You need to come out of my mum's house!
Step back.
I said you need to come out of
Step
my mum's
back.
house! You need to come out of my mum's house! See?
We're going to call the police.
Yeah, well, call them, man!
Send police immediately, please. Don't push me.
Why you push me?
Listen, I don't want you to push me down the stairs. All right, you can understand that, can't you?
Yeah, I do. But I want you to go down and call the police down there, yeah? Come on.
Listen, get off me.
This simple debt recovery has turned into a violent situation. With the case on a knife edge, it will take all of Gary and Connor's experience to keep themselves safe until the police arrive. Connor Jackson and Gary Brown were in southeast London, collecting a £1,700 debt from Carl Gardner for unpaid parking fines.
Who are you, please, mate?
Who am I, his brother?
Lloyd Gardner claimed his brother no longer lived at the address.
Yeah, well, I haven't got a number for him. He doesn't live here anymore.
But when the agents found evidence to the contrary,
Why is Carl Gardner's 30-day free trial for Amazon Prime in this room?
the situation turned nasty.
Get out! Get out!
Get off me. Send police immediately, please.
What's happening there?
High Court enforcement, we made peaceful entry.
Don't make peaceful entry. They pushed their way into my house.
And the gentleman here has become very aggressive.
Now, despite the fact the police are on their way, Lloyd isn't backing down.
I'm asking you nicely. Can you
I'm
stand
saying
up out
no.
there? You're
I'm
messing
saying
up
no.
my mum's house.
Listen, you need to stay
Yeah?
calm. Do you understand me?
I'm calm.
You are not doing yourself any favours. This isn't even your debt.
Doesn't matter about whose debt. You're in my mother's house. My mum's 81.
When somebody's being aggressive and violent towards me, it does get my heart beating a bit faster. It's not something that I'm ever going to accept. Sometimes it is the best decision to back off and wait for further assistance from police.
10 minutes after they were called, the police arrive.
Afternoon, guys. This is the writ for Carl Gardner at this address. He's saying he doesn't live here, but he's being very evasive and very cagey about the whole thing. He doesn't want us to go looking through drawers, which makes us think that there is a possibility that he does live here.
I've come up there, seen him going through drawers. He didn't wait for me to come in the room. Then when I'm asking him to go back down the stairs, and he said, well, they have to call the police.
How about as a
they have to call the police
how about
if
as a
that's whatever.
compromise
I'm
then?
saying, yeah, call the police then.
How
But then
about
you
as
lot
a
didn't want to come
compromise then,
downstairs. You
we
lot
go inside
my
the
mum's
address,
sitting down on the
all
stairs.
together, we check the rooms, we'll go in all together with yourselves, we'll get this issue sorted out as quick as possible.
To keep the peace, the police escort the agents back upstairs to the room they suspect might be Carl's.
If he doesn't live here, then, we'll see. We'll see what I find. Okay, I'm going to need to move the bed so I can get into these drawers.
Another family member is watching the agents search.
Carl Gardner. And I found letters, birthday cards. Everything I'm seeing is for Carl Gardner.
Yeah. Because he used to live here.
Then, Gary makes an unusual discovery.
I've got a few things here to Carl.
There are several envelopes addressed to Carl, stuffed with cash.
If he didn't live here, why wouldn't he take his money with him?
He's allowed to open up his letters.
Then, yes, this is addressed to Carl.
You didn't even tell me how much money. You didn't
Oi.
even tell me Yeah, but wait a minute. You didn't even told me it was owed or nothing. You just
You're not Carl. You're not Carl.
Yeah, well, that's why you ain't supposed to be in here.
No, we need to know why you're taking that money.
It looks to me that this is Carl's money.
That
80,
is not Carl's
100,
money.
20.
It's not Carl's money.
Gary has found in total £940 in the envelopes addressed to Carl.
Why would he leave hundreds of pounds in an address that he doesn't live anymore? I think it's becoming clear that this is Carl's room.
It's a great feeling when you find that single crucial piece of evidence that confirms they live there. An open letter, subscriptions, things taken out in the debtor's name. They're not going to have that there if they didn't live there.
Despite claiming that he didn't have a number for his brother, Lloyd finally gets Carl on the phone.
Hello, Carl.
Hello.
Hi. My name's Gary Brown. I'm a High Court enforcement agent. I'm at this property. Lloyd is quite passionately stated that you don't live here. However, I've found evidence that you do. There's quite a number of envelopes with money in. So I've seized this cash. We've got nigh on £1,000 in cash.
So can you explain to me what this money is owed for, please?
It's for parking fines accrued against yourself.
So you're actually in my room, taking things out of my things.
So you do live here
I
then?
don't live there, no.
Well, you just said I'm in your room. You've just slipped up, Carl. You've just
Does not belong to me.
admitted
No, I haven't
you
slipped
stay
up.
in this room.
No, you must have misunderstood me when I was speaking, but I did not say that. Because it's got my name on it, you're thinking it's mine.
Gary's patience is now running out.
I'm going to escalate this case to the sale and disposal stage very shortly, now that I've established you live here. If you give me a refusal, to pay this debt in full, or if you say that you can't pay it, then I am going to remove goods and escalate this case. Are you going to pay this debt now?
Are you happy with the money you received?
No, I'm not. I want the full balance.
You've got some cash.
It doesn't matter, I want the full balance. Are you going to pay this debt or not?
I don't have the money to pay
Okay,
that.
there you go.
With Carl saying he can't pay any more than the £1,000 Gary has already found, the agents have no choice but to look for assets to cover the remainder of the £1,700 debt. But searching and listing assets to seize will increase the total by a further £630.
Right. It's gone to stage 3. We're at £2,382.80. Either it's paid in full or we remove goods. There's no arguments about it.
Lloyd, he's escalated it now. Did you hear how much is needed, Lloyd?
Connor, can you start making an inventory of goods? We'll start in this room. It's a shame it has to go this far, before people realise we're serious.
There doesn't appear to be much in the room of any value. But then, Gary spots some vehicle testing equipment.
Connor?
Yes, mate?
What's this, mate? Is this the diagnostics machine?
Yeah, that's worth a bit of dough, that is, mate.
Is it?
Probably worth about £600-700, that.
Oh, okay.
Suddenly, Lloyd makes the agents an offer.
You got £1,000, so that just leaves £442.80.
So, and there's no way that you can sort that out, even tomorrow or something like that?
No, we need to get it sorted today, mate.
To settle the debt once and for all, Carl's mother pays the remaining balance.
If you can check the amount on your pin for me, please.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
So I'm just going to write you out a receipt for the cash. That's to say that we received the £1,940. Okay, and then we'll sort out the rest on the card and we'll get out of it for you, mate.
After nearly 2 hours at the house, the debt is settled in full.
Okay, that's it, we're done.
All right, thank you very much.
It's been a testing case for the agents.
I don't believe a word anybody tells me until I see proof. I don't deal with people's say-so. I deal with proof and evidence. So I'll look for evidence myself. He's tried pulling the wool. It hasn't worked. Pay the money.
Can we go home? Yeah.
There are currently 4.7 million self-employed workers in the UK, and the numbers are on the rise. But the average wage for someone self-employed is now lower than it was 20 years ago. A recent survey revealed that over 40% of people in self-employment earn less than £1,000 a month. High Court enforcement agents Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are in Flintshire, North Wales, to collect more than £2,000 owed by tradesman Paul Wiley to a former employer.
There's always a story, mate. There's always a story.
Yeah. Looks a bit in darkness, I'll be honest.
Top curtain, twitching. We've got a twitcher.
We got a twitcher.
Oh.
Mr. Wiley's employers escalated the case to the High Court, and now he must pay the £2,200 he owes in full today. The door is open.
Hello?
So Stuart takes the opportunity to enter the property.
Hello there. Hello, we're after Paul Wiley. Actually, we're High Court enforcement agents, you see. So we've been sent by the claimant to collect an outstanding balance.
He's not here.
Isn't it? Are you able to get him on the phone?
No, because his phone's been cut off.
Right, okay. You need to try and get in contact with him, one way or another.
I'll go out in the car and get him.
Right.
You're not coming in the house.
We'll be staying here at the moment.
Well, you can't stay because I need to go out in the car.
Right, well, at the moment we're inside the property, I'm afraid, so we're here to execute the writ.
My husband's phone's been disconnected. If there was any way I could get hold of him, I would, but I can't. I know where he's working, so I'm going to go now and get him now.
Right, okay.
We're all human at the end of the day, and it's very difficult sometimes to see the human impact some of these cases has on a family and how it can tear some families apart. But, you know, we have to be professional at the end of the day.
While Mrs. Wiley leaves with her 2 young children to fetch her husband, the agents look around the house for any assets they could seize if he doesn't pay.
Nothing in the house, mate, really.
There's little here to cover the debt. But only a few minutes later, a van pulls up near the house.
Does that look like him?
Oh, it's like him.
Morning. Is it Mr. Wiley? Morning, sir. My name is Mr. Victor. This is my colleague, Mr. McCracken.
Hello there, sir.
Enforcement agents.
No.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Wiley. Do you know what it's about?
I do now, yeah.
We don't, to be honest with you. That's why I'm asking.
I was self-employed and I struggled, people not paying me. Because I wanted to better myself. I just wanted to, get a full-time job, but I ended up packing the job in.
Mr. Wiley claims that after the company failed to pay him all the money he was owed, he fell into mortgage arrears and took drastic action.
And I actually used their money to pay my mortgage because I nearly had my house repossessed.
Yeah.
When his employer found out what he'd done, they took him to court, and he was ordered to repay the debt plus costs.
Now, at the moment, the balance is £2,231 and 9 pence.
I haven't got it.
If not, we instructed to remove goods.
I don't know what to do, I don't know how I'm going to get the money, I don't know how I'm going to get it.
Minutes later, Mr. Wiley's wife and children arrive back home. With nothing worth taking from the house, Vic runs a check on the family car.
Is it on finance? Okay. No worries, thanks, mate.
The car is on a payment plan and can't be seized, so the agents turn their attention to Mr. Wiley's work van.
The fact of the matter is, our rig gives us the power to remove goods, so we will be removing the van today.
I won't be able to earn any money to pay anyone back.
Yeah, it is what it is, I'm afraid.
So no one else that can help you?
No, and the dad's in hospital. If I haven't got the vehicle, I can't earn any money to pay it.
Yeah.
The agents would rather take money than remove the van, but they hope the threat of seizing it might prompt Mr. Wiley to make an offer.
It's all about finding a trigger point. It makes people actually take us seriously when we've taken control of something that they don't want to lose. It could be various goods, it could be one particular item that they don't want us to take. It might not be worth much money, but could have a detrimental effect on how they work.
Before they call for recovery of the van, Stuart gives Mr. Wiley one last chance to pay.
I know it's a massive ask, and yet anyone can just nip it in the bud today and just end it today. That's going to be better.
Not really, because about 4 weeks ago the house was getting repossessed and we had to try and get the money we could together then.
Yeah.
So
The situation is at a stalemate. It's clear that Mr. Wiley can't pay the £2,200 he owes. So Stuart speaks to the office.
Hello? Hi, Stuart. I know.
Yes, claimant transfer.
All right.
It's good news. The claimant has thrown Mr. Wiley a lifeline.
The claimant said that he basically wants 50% today.
yeah, but I've got £1 in my account.
Yeah. If not,
You've
we'll have
got
to
no
remove
money, we're
goods.
struggling as it is. You won't got no money. I
Need to
can even show you my account if you want. I've got nothing in there.
Claim wants 50% to show willing, and then you can clear the rest in 30 days.
So you're looking at 1,200.
It seems even half the money is out of reach, but the agents make it clear this is their final offer.
With regards to the van, it will be removed. It's then stored for 7 days for its own public auction.
Knowing that losing the van would make it difficult for him to work, Mr. Wiley finally starts to make some calls to try and raise funds.
I'll have to ask your mum and dad. Hello, is Grandad there? Listen mate, I'm in a bit of trouble. I've got bailiffs in the house. We clammed the van, we're going to take the van, we're going to empty the house and haven't paid the bill. £1,200. Yeah, I can give it back in 2 weeks, no later. I promise. Okay. Thanks, Paul. I'll give it back in 2 weeks, I promise you.
With the help of his father-in-law, Mr. Wiley has met the claimant's demand for a 50% down payment, but the situation has taken its toll.
That's embarrassing. I'm just going to have to work my nuts off now for 2 weeks.
I know it's how much more bad luck we can have.
No.
I really don't.
We'll get straight. Just have to be positive.
The case is resolved for now. Mr. Wiley now has 30 days to clear the rest of his balance. But if he's unsuccessful, the agents will be back.
It's your card and your receipt. I need you to print your name there. 8,200 paid today. Yeah. Balance to be cleared 1,687.49.
We'll take it easy.
What a bad luck time I've had, eh?
It can only get better.
It will, mate.
It can only get better.
It looks like they genuinely are on hard times. I mean, if you can't afford to pay your mortgage. So he's managed to get 1,200 quid from his father-in-law. Coming across this more and more, to be completely honest with you. Grandparents that they've saved up their entire lives, yet they're spending it on their kids.
I'm pretty confident he'll clear it. Sounds like he had a bit of a bad luck run. Hopefully it will get better.
Stuart and Vic thought on their feet to prevent a family crisis. But in their next case...
The balance is £2,435.
It's what?
A defendant in denial finally faces the truth.
They gave you goods without paying.
Literally, you walked in, that was it. See you later. Yeah.
Personal insolvencies in England and Wales are on the rise. In 2016, over 90,000 people became insolvent, and almost 40% of British adults are worried about their current level of debt. Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are now in Blackpool.
Such a muggy, miserable day.
Yeah, it's quite warm though.
They have a writ to collect nearly £2,500, owed to a plumber's merchant by kitchen fitter Mark Beach.
Mr. Mark Beach, trading as Best Interiors. £2,435.
Right, it says it's here on the left. Best Interiors. Hello? Hello?
The doors to the workshop are open, but nobody appears to be in. So Stuart phones the number he has for the defendant, Mark.
Hello? Hello there, Mark. My name's Mr. McCracken. I'm a High Court enforcement agent. I'm currently in your unit at the moment with regards to an outstanding balance, so with a High Court writ to collect an outstanding...
Is it to me, Mark Beach?
It is, yeah. Trading as Best Interiors.
I'm bankrupt, so do you want the bankruptcy number?
When was it you were declared bankrupt?
2002.
2002?
Yep, I'm still bankrupt.
Right, okay, but that was from 2002, sir. This is after your bankruptcy.
Mark Beach's bankruptcy 15 years ago would have written off most of the debts he incurred before that date, but not after it.
I'm still currently bankrupt.
Yeah, but sir, anything after the date you're liable for, regardless of your bankruptcy. Because you go bankrupt because of the debt that you've incurred, not for the debt that you've incurred after your bankruptcy. When people are declared bankrupt, they think they don't have to pay any future debts, but that can't be further from the truth. It's they try and hide behind the word bankruptcy to think that we're not going to collect. We're simply going to walk away.
With his argument not being accepted, Mark changes tack.
Best Interiors doesn't belong to me.
Right.
It's my wife's business, so you can't touch it.
Well-
They've assumed I'm Best Interiors. Nothing to do with me. Why they've taken me to court.
So what we'll do is, sir,
Marty, if you understand, Mrs. M. Sumner is the sole proprietor of Best Interiors.
The agents now need proof that his wife owns Best Interiors, the business named on the writ, and that all the equipment in the workshop belongs to her.
Well, she can provide documentation, sir, but she needs to do that in the next 15 minutes.
She can produce all the documentation you need.
Well, she needs to do that in the next 15 minutes, sir, because we're ringing recovery for these goods to be removed. And
What
stored
goods will
for
get
some...
removed?
Well, the chop saw that's in the middle of the floor for a start.
What do you mean the chop saw? How have you got it in my property? In her property?
Because it's open, sir.
No, it was not open.
It was open, sir.
No, it was not open.
Sir, I'm not going around in circles, okay? So what I'll do is now, I'll ring recovery.
Well, I don't own those properties. That
Okay.
property is owned by Mrs. Sumner.
Yes.
You can have a word with the landlord that the lease is in Mrs. Sumner's name. for
The
Best
lease is
Interiors.
irrelevant, sir. The lease can be anyone's name. It can be in the name of Father Christmas. It makes no difference.
I'll have to get
Sir.
a hold of her now, won't I?
If you can, sir, yes, because in 15 minutes I'll be ringing recovery for these goods to be removed. Okay? So I'll speak to you shortly.
Now, while they wait for Mark to arrive, Stuart and Vic start an inventory of goods they could seize if he can't prove they belong to his wife.
Right, so what have we got, Vic? We got a chop saw,
Yeah, it's a Mini Max.
Mini
It's a
Max.
Mini Max cutting saw.
cutting saw, yeah. Anything else?
What about the Statum?
Yeah.
Titan, speed bench, pillar drill.
The joinery equipment would more than cover the £2,400 Mark owes. But removing it could put the business in serious jeopardy.
We're not in the game to close anyone down. We're not here to close the business down because that's not going to have advantage to no one. We would rather want to work with the business, leave assets there. They can trade and still raise funds and pay the claimant that way.
10 minutes after Stuart phoned him, Mark arrives at the workshop.
Oh, sorry, all right.
On the way down.
All right, no worries.
She owns everything here.
Yeah.
Does she?
Everything. I can't have anything, so I don't have anything.
I appreciate that.
I'm an employee of Best Interiors.
Yeah.
Employed by my wife. I don't physically own anything.
That's fine, as soon as we see proof of that. The balance is £2,435.
It's what?
£2,435.
It was 1,200 quid.
It was, yeah, but then the CCJ wasn't paid, so there's court fees.
And gone to the High Court now, see.
That's
Yeah.
me who's responsible for that, because I put the goods.
Yeah.
So,
After first claiming he had nothing to do with the debt, Mark now appears to know all about it.
So goods have been taken in your name and they simply haven't been paid for.
goods have been taken, yeah.
Yeah, and they haven't been paid for.
As yet, no, they haven't.
No.
They gave you goods without paying.
Literally, you walked in, that was it. See you later. Yeah. Bloody hell, I need to go there then.
Yeah.
They know me. They know me.
Yeah. My mind boggles some days when a debtor admits to owing the debt, but they want to blame the claimant for allowing them to get away with it. That just makes me want to resolve the matter even more so and make sure we get the right result for the claimant.
The agents have now been at the premises for half an hour when Mark's wife, Michelle, arrives.
What's the problem?
Well, the writ is in the name of Mark Beach Trading as Best Interiors.
Okay.
He admitted he owes the money,
Yeah.
so we had to try and resolve the matter today.
Yep. This is mine. All mine. Have you explained about yourself?
I'm an employee, that's right.
Yeah.
He hasn't actually got anything in his name anyway. That's a set of accounts, and that's my accountant.
Let me just have a quick look, yeah?
The documents prove that Michelle is the sole proprietor of Best Interiors and that she owns the assets in the workshop. The joinery equipment can't be seized. But Michelle is keen to know more about the debt her husband accrued.
I don't even know what the payment is because I don't know what it's for.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, your husband does.
Yeah, but what would the amount be?
£2,435.44.
Outstanding debts to suppliers could harm the business's reputation. Keen to resolve the matter quickly, Michelle makes the agents an offer.
I've got the money, it's just not cleared.
Right.
Please, in this, it's just... No, I honestly, I can show you there.
Yeah.
But it's not what's available.
Right.
Is there any way you can...
How much is available? It's not going to be enough.
Michelle's offer of just over £1,000 won't be enough for the claimant. Stuart keeps negotiating.
If you can get to 2, we can do 435.44 on a controlled goods agreement. So this stays for 24 hours, but you need to give us a quick call in 24 hours, either you or Mark, and say that I can pay the rest of it.
Yeah, right, I can.
Okay. When we see family members arriving to the rescue, we think, great, here's somebody that can raise the funds or have some funds for us, and the matter will be resolved. She's trying to help the business, she's trying to support her husband, and they don't want the business to go.
Stuart calls the office to see whether Michelle's offer of a £2,000 down payment and the balance in 24 hours is acceptable.
You can do 2,000 now and then £435.44 tomorrow on a CGA. And then there's one final payment tomorrow of 435.44. Alright, sorted. There you have it.
Is that alright?
Yeah, that's fine, that's sorted.
Right, what's the 400 knob bit?
435.44.
I think I might have cash in my hand.
Right, okay.
So yeah, I'm going to have 11 on that card, 9 on that card.
11 and 9. Okay, no probs.
After denying all liability for the debt, Michelle has now come up with the entire balance owed today.
Right, that one has gone through.
20.
30. You got the 5. We'll leave the 44p. So I'll let you off. Let you off. I am on adjust. Take it easy anyway. Alright. See you later.
It's been a good result for the agents.
It looks like Mr. Beach is used to the system, hence the reason he knows all about bankruptcy. He's been through it himself. So he's been to probably a dark place himself at some point. Everyone's got a pressure point. So we've worked on that, we got a payment. What annoys me the most is he's walked into the clients, he's taken the goods and not paid for them. So justice definitely today's been served.
A recent report has shown that Britain's high streets are experiencing an economic downturn, not seen since the financial crisis of 2009. The rise of online shopping and increases in business rates has put high street retailers under pressure, with 1 in 5 at risk of closing down. Gary Brown and Connor Jackson are back on the road. This time they're in Ashford, Kent, on their way to recover £8,500 owed by a jewellery and gift shop to a former employee.
What have we got there, mate?
Next up, we have got Jill Maria Archer, trading as Gold Mine. It's quite a large debt, 8.5 grand.
The owner of the shop, Jill Archer, took a former employee to court, claiming that stock had been stolen from the business. But the court dismissed Jill's claim and ordered her to pay the employee's legal costs.
Hopefully with a bit of luck, doesn't it?
If Jill can't or won't pay today, the agents have the right to remove assets to offset the debt.
Hello, Jill Archer. Hello there. My name's Gary Brown, High Court Enforcement Agent. I'm assuming you know what it's about. At the moment we're looking for £8,500.
I haven't got any of that. I
Okay.
haven't got anything. It's not me trading gold, right? It's a limited company. And nothing in the shop belongs to me personally.
Jill claims that her business is registered as a limited company and that none of the stock belongs to her personally. If she's telling the truth, the agents won't be able to seize anything. But Gary is suspicious.
If you can prove to me that this property and all the goods is owned by the limited company.
Well, you'll have to give me a few days to get the paper.
We're here now. Have you got your business rates, please?
I don't know where it is. We're in the middle of tidying up.
You're going to need to find it.
Gary now turns detective and immediately spots some paperwork.
So here's a letter from TSB, addressed to you personally. There's no limited company mention on this. This is dated 13th of October.
Yeah,
this is recent.
I used that card to buy the stuff. We didn't have any money.
Okay,
So in our bank account.
you've just cleared it up for me, really, Jill. You use this card that's in Jill Archer's name, your name, to buy the stock. There's no mention on this bank statement of any limited company. You have purchased the goods using this card, which is what you just told me, in your name, your personal name, rather than using a limited company account.
The recent bank statement is enough evidence to prove that stock in the shop does belong to Jill personally and can be seized. But before he calls for recovery, Gary wants to give her a chance to pay her £8,500 debt.
Jill, do you want to make some phone calls and see if somebody can help you with this? Because if we do remove goods, the debt isn't going to then increase up to £9,691. I'd rather not do that.
We've got no money.
This isn't going to go away.
We've got no money.
Even if I did leave here today, this is your personal debt. We would then we would attend your home address.
We've got nothing at home here.
Do yourself a favour and make some phone calls to see if somebody can help you with this. Otherwise, we'll have no option but to remove goods.
The debt arose because Jill believed 2 former members of staff had embezzled £500,000. She went to the police.
We spent 16 months doing an investigation, and they wrote to me in February 2016 and said they didn't have enough evidence for the CPS to prosecute him. And this is why we're in the arrest warrant.
Jill then took out a civil action against one of the former employees and lost. She's now been ordered to pay their legal costs. The agents need to get this case resolved today, one way or another.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it till 1:45. If you still haven't managed to find any funds, then I'm going to escalate the case to the sale and disposal stage.
It's clear that Jill has hit rock bottom, but if she can't raise any funds before the agent's deadline, she could lose what little she has left. Gary Brown and Connor Jackson were in Ashford, Kent, to collect £8,500 owed by jewellery and gift shop owner Jill Archer.
And nothing in the shop belongs to me personally.
Jill claimed she'd been ripped off by some former employees.
They didn't have enough evidence for the CPS to prosecute him. And this is why we're in the arrest warrant.
And then said stock in the shop was owned by a limited company. But Gary found evidence to the contrary.
You have purchased the goods in your name, your personal name, rather than using a limited company account.
Now, under pressure to save her stock, Jill finally picks up the phone and calls her accountant.
I need some help. I've got 2 bailiffs here. They're going to remove goods unless I can come up with some arrangement.
Hello?
She hasn't got anything. They've lost everything. They're on tax credits. They are on that lower money that they have to live on tax credits.
If I could get an offer, a proposal together, then I can put that to the client and hopefully it will be something they accept.
£200 a day, would that help today?
On an £8,500 balance, I don't think he's going to accept £200 alone.
Okay then.
Alright, bye-bye.
The accountant's offer of £200 is not enough as a down payment. But if Jill can't raise any more, she could lose her livelihood.
My only focus really is the High Court writ. I don't want to ruin her livelihood. That's the last thing I want to do, but the money is owed to the client for one reason or another. I would rather it didn't go to this because ultimately we're going to have to remove goods, which to cover this debt is probably going to close the business down, almost certainly.
After 15 minutes on the phone, Jill still hasn't been able to raise any funds, and Gary's deadline has come and gone.
Do you want to come on? Yeah, we'll just start clearing these. We need to get pictures of all this, because some of it's going to be worth something.
As the majority of the stock is low-value costume jewellery, the agents will have to clear most of it out to cover the £8,500 Jill owes.
I was hoping we didn't have to do this.
No, needs must.
But then suddenly, Jill brings out some solid gold from her stock and phones a local jeweller to find out how much they'll pay for it today.
Right, we've got a load of gold out the window.
What count of gold is it?
It's all 9.
It's 130 grams of gold.
Yeah.
It's about £1,300.
Yeah.
Selling the gold would give the agents an acceptable down payment against the debt and keep Jill trading. But Jill would have to take the gold to the jeweller to get the money, which means Gary has to let go of the only assets of any value he has.
This is a judgment call, Jill, based on me making an assessment that you're quite a trustworthy person. Hopefully I don't regret it.
He decides to allow her to take the gold.
I might be proved wrong, but I think it's a risk worth taking because it means we can recover more for the client. That's all the client cares about, is how much we can recover, so I think it'll work in our favour.
Half an hour later, Jill's back, but she hasn't sold the gold.
975 for the whole lot. Right. So you could get more by sending it to the bullion dealers.
Where's the bullion dealer then?
We have to post it up and then it comes back tomorrow.
Although she could sell to the jeweller today, Jill claims she can get £1,500 from a bullion dealer if Gary's prepared to wait. He calls the office to see if he can set up a payment plan.
Drop us 1,500, 200 quid a month, yeah?
Yeah.
Cheers, Gary.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
It's good news.
Rather than take everything now and probably force you out of business, I'm going to do what I can to help you and give you till Friday. Let's set up an arrangement for 1,500.
Yeah.
The reason I'm doing this is because you've held it together as a bit of gratitude, and you could have easily run off with that down the street and never see you again.
I'm honest.
It becomes obvious that somebody's being truthful and honest and forthcoming, and they then gain my trust. It turns the whole visit into a much easier thing to manage. Ultimately, they realise at the end that we're actually there to help.
Jill has 2 days to make her down payment and must pay £200 a month until the debt is cleared.
We're going to do what we think is right because it makes business sense.
I just need you to sign and print there for me, please. Okay.
The matter is resolved for now. But if Jill doesn't stick to the agreement, the agents will be back.
Hopefully this is the last time we meet in a nice way. All right. Not the result that we were expecting when we first thought we were going to be attending a jeweller's.
No, I was thinking...
Steve Pinner and his son Ben are High Court enforcement agents. They're on their way to repossess a property in Hayes, West London.
This morning we have a writ of possession. It is against Mr. Serge Asawasa. The landlord is meeting us there with their locksmith. Jolly good.
The landlord claims the tenant owes £14,000 in rent arrears, but the agents aren't here to collect the money. Their job is to evict him today.
It'll be here somewhere.
No numbers on the door.
It's here. Big old double-fronted house.
Nice.
It's going to be interesting.
The landlady, Ms. Pardeep Verdi, is waiting outside the property with her brother.
Okay, this is Ben.
How are you doing, you right?
Have you got keys or anything?
We've got keys for the property, but
That's the front door and...
Okay, if you give us a few minutes,
yeah.
Just let us deal with that and we'll come back and find you.
The tenant, Serge, has been living at the property for a year.
It doesn't look empty because there's cars here.
This job isn't going to be straightforward.
Curtains moving, twitching? No?
No twitchers.
Hello?
The High Court writ allows the agents to gain entry to the property.
Hello?
Even if no one answers.
I can hear noises, but...
Hello? I'll take that upstairs. There's a lot of rooms here. Hello? It's like a hotel.
And they're all locked. Locksmith's going to have a great day.
This family home is not all it appears.
It's like 40 towers.
Suddenly a man emerges from one of the bedrooms.
Hello, good morning, sir. My name's Ben. We're High Court enforcement. We're here to repossess the property. How many other... Yes, today, I'm afraid. How many people live here?
The agent's visit seems to have come as a surprise.
Is there anyone else in the rooms?
Hello there.
Someone downstairs.
It's clear that there's more than just one tenant living in the house.
My name's Steve Pinner. I'm a High Court enforcement agent. We have a writ to repossess this property.
I'm a tenant here.
And who's your landlord?
He's upstairs, I believe. His name is Sarge.
Steve quickly assesses the situation.
He's not actually the owner of the property. So he's been subletting. He's been subletting to you without permission.
Right.
And the owner of the obviously not paying the rent across.
He's not been paying the rent.
It would appear so. We have the authority from the High Court to repossess the property. So give you an hour to get your stuff together.
Is he upstairs?
Somebody's upstairs. I don't know what he looks like.
He's upstairs because I can hear his voice.
The man upstairs is Serge, the tenant who's been subletting.
How many people live here?
About 5 rooms.
5. And the rest here?
I'm gonna have to start today.
You're gonna have to start, ringing round.
On properties that have been sublet, the person who originally rented the property has sublet to other people. They're paying them, but he is not paying the landlord. So they're stealing from both sides. They're stealing from the landlord by not paying him, and they're also stealing from the subtenants.
What's happening?
It's a kind of a joke.
Serge, the official tenant, must now face his subtenants.
Am I going to get the deposit back before I go?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you.
You do now realise that you've got to get your stuff together and that move, yeah?
I know that.
I'd appreciate it if you please give me my deposit before I start packing up.
Mate.
Even though the man has been paying his rent to Serge, he and all the other occupants must leave within the hour.
That's not a good day for you, I know.
Can I suggest you get dressed?
I will, but I'm just... Yeah, you get yourself sorted.
The agents must now check the rest of the house to see who else is living there.
It's a big old gaff, isn't it?
Hello? Good morning, madam. Do you want to get dressed? Madam, we're High Court enforcement. There's just rooms everywhere. 5 bedrooms at least?
Well, he's earning a few quid, isn't he? £500 a room per month. 1, 2... Well, he's not paying for that one, obviously. 3, 4, 5... Making £2.5 a month. Doesn't have to go to work, does he?
Landlady Pardeep and her brothers have come into the property. The agents must break the news that their tenant, Serge, has been letting rooms out and collecting rent without their permission.
Apparently, they've been subletting it illegally.
I can't believe this. Every single room here.
Amount of stress this man's
He's got
caused
to
us.
go.
He's got to go.
Legally, Serge must leave today, but the landlords have to let him back into the house at a later date to collect his possessions.
He is going to go outside the door, but they are going to have to come back and collect their stuff.
You know, there's a £15,000.
Of course, I know
So
that.
you can understand.
This is not fair.
Serge has overheard the landlord's conversation.
We will leave, but we will not move our stuff today. You can do that to me.
leave today.
But we will leave today, but we will not move our stuff today. Shut your mouth.
I don't need to shut it down.
Look at him. Look at him. You're gonna shut your mouth.
You need to be packing.
The agents must act quickly to calm the situation.
Serge.
If you talk to me like that again.
Serge.
What started as a simple repossession is threatening to spiral out of control.
Calm down.
Let him talk against me like that. I will smash his head.
Wow.
Hayes, West London. High Court enforcement agents, Steve and Ben, were carrying out a repossession.
Hello? Hello?
They had a writ to evict tenant Serge Asawase.
It's like a hotel.
but they discovered numerous other people living at the property.
I'm a tenant here.
And who's your landlord?
He's upstairs.
He's not actually the owner of the property.
Serge, the tenant, was subletting the house and not passing the rent on to the landlord. He now owes £14,000.
Sarge, I'd appreciate if you please give me my deposit before I start packing up.
The landlord wanted him and all his belongings gone today.
The amount of stress this man's
He's got
caused
to
us.
go.
He's got to go.
And tempers flared.
We will leave today,
Yes,
but
you
we will
will.
not
In the next
move our
hour.
stuff today.
Calm down.
Let him talk again to me
Stop.
like that. I will smash his head.
Wow.
Now the agents must use all their negotiating skills to get this challenging eviction back on track.
How you getting on?
I can't get all my stuff today.
How much stuff have you got?
I didn't get a notice. It's
You
not
won't get any notice. You've had
It's
notices.
not happening. You can say whatever you want.
You can have. I've not finished. The
said
landlord
that-
is owed £14,000 apparently.
He's not all that. We were gonna pay him. He refused to take our money and came to an agreement and said we should not pay him. We should just leave. Listen, we
Okay,
we
fair
had the
enough.
money to pay. It wasn't doing any repairs.
Okay.
I know what we did. Everyone in here knows that we're gonna be moving out of this house around December, not today.
Serge claims the landlords had agreed to let him keep the £14,000 in outstanding rent and let him move out in a month.
You need to go back to the landlord and tell him that these people, you had an agreement with them and you didn't, you've gone.
Okay.
So they've played us.
But the landlord's brother denies Serge's claims.
We've had no negotiations with him, no. Don't talk nonsense. We want you out. We want you out with your stuff. We want you out.
Don't you dare talk to me like that. Yes, but you saw it, right?
Calm down.
Good. If he talks to me again like that,
I'm not shouting, so please don't shout at me.
I'm not shouting at you. I said, tell that
Serge,
guy.
I'm trying to talk to you.
Now it's upset me because you.
I'm
let
not here.
that guy.
I'm not here to take sides.
Good. Let him not come upstairs and talk to me like
Look,
that.
calm down.
When people try to be reasonable, and then he comes up and he's like,
Look,
we're not gonna give you no time, blah blah blah, this, that. What does he think? This England, I'm still gonna get the time at this. I'll leave this stuff in here,
Serge,
and I'll come back and I
Serge.
will get my stuff.
Serge.
Serge must leave today, but he's adamant that he won't take all his belongings with him, as it's his legal right to return at a later date to collect them. Ben tries to negotiate a solution with the landlord.
By us telling him he's got to get all his stuff out now, it's causing a problem. So I would suggest letting him come back with, like the rest of them, to get their stuff. What we'll do is when they arrange a day, all the tenants
in one time.
One time.
Okay.
Okay. Let me just go back in.
Ben has managed to get the landlords on side.
Okay. I've spoken with the landlord and lady.
Yeah.
They have agreed to let you store your stuff here for the few days like you've asked. Okay?
Right.
Do not take this kindness as weakness, okay?
No, it's not.
I'll go and update Pardy.
Just as the eviction seems to be back on track,
You are Patrick?
Yes.
one of Serge's subtenants arrives home, and he's in for a shock.
I paid my rent.
I understand that.
You know, and
I understand.
What actually happens here? You know, what's happened here? He didn't pay or what?
He didn't pay.
He wants to know why he's being evicted when he's always paid rent to Serge.
This is just ridiculous. You don't pay the rent. He said you don't pay the rent. You know what I mean? That means what is the
You told me.
truth then?
I don't know.
Listen. Do you know the real story?
Yes,
You-
you've
you know the-
told me. You've told me.
Good, thank you. So
What about if I'm 100 miles away,
Patrick, listen, I told you that we were gonna move in December, right?
Yeah, but that's
No,
not the
it's-
point. You know what I mean?
No.
What? I will be homeless or what? You know
You're
what
not-
I mean?
You're not gonna be homeless.
You know,
Yeah,
no,
well-
I don't be homeless because I haven't had accommodation already 2 months. You know what I mean?
The agents have been in the house for almost an hour and a half. The first subtenants are finally leaving.
Yeah, good. Might be old, but I'm good.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm just sorry that you're in the position, and I hope today gets better for you.
Yeah. I was wondering, I think no one was aware.
And that's the sad part of it.
Yeah. He signed contracts with everyone, taking deposits, just done things the right way, so obviously no one had any doubts about anything.
But wish you good luck for
Thank
you.
Finally, 2 hours after the agent's arrival, Serge leaves the property. But despite subletting the house and owing £14,000 in rent, he still feels he's been wronged by the landlords.
Looking at it from a point of view of others, they're thinking, okay, he's gone away with 14 grand of rent, right? But the whole of this eviction process is a painful process, right? I had a 3 years agreement on this house, which has come short because of the problems I encountered. I'm the one that's been treated in an unfair manner. If they're throwing me out, probably that 14 grand is some kind of compensation, don't you think? I'm using it to get accommodation now.
Then hears that Serge already has a plan.
He's got another property. You know that? He's got another property. And he's going to do the exact same thing over and over again.
You'll be there in 6 months.
The family will have to decide whether to pursue Serge for the £14,000 he owes. But for now, the agent's work is done. More than half of small businesses are worried about cash flow, with many struggling to pay invoices on time. Late payments are causing more and more businesses to go into debt, and some to fold altogether. High Court enforcement agents Brian O'Shaughnessy and Delroy Anglin are in Worthing, Sussex, to collect a large debt from a car parts company.
Right. Dale, me old cocker. What we got next, mate?
We are going to AGB Parts Limited. In the first instance, we're looking to collect £10,121.
That's a lot of bloody parts, isn't it?
The money is owed to a van rental business after AJB Parts hired vehicles and returned them in a damaged condition.
Do you want to go in there?
AJB Parts is registered at the home of its owner, Mr. Greg Berek.
5th floor.
5th floor? Always.
It's always right. This
Always the way, isn't it? Yeah.
Mr. Barrett has the keys. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm looking for AJB Parts Limited.
Yeah.
Is that you?
No, not me.
Who's that then?
My husband.
Is he in?
No.
Where is he?
He's in work, I think, at the moment.
Can you contact him?
Yes.
We're from the High Court. It's regarding a debt.
Mm-hmm. Can I repeat?
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Berwick?
Yeah, that's me.
Yes, my name's Mr. Anglin. I'm a High Court enforcement agent.
Yes?
I've got a High Court writ regarding monies you owe to Rossets UK.
Oh. I'm quite confused because I start paying them back money.
What?
So I don't know what you will do.
Mr. Berek says he's been paying the debt off in instalments, but the claimant went to the High Court to speed up the process, and it must be settled today. Dell needs him to come home to discuss the matter face to face.
Well, how far are you from your house, sir?
Sorry?
Where are you working, sir? Where do you work?
Airport.
Okay.
Can you pass me to my wife?
Yeah, she's here. She's listening.
Yes.
Ale to nie puszczę, powiem, że nie ma, No dobra, no już
Okay. And he will be here in 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Okay. Yeah.
That's
okay.
good.
Can you wait?
I'll be happy to wait. No
Yeah.
problem at all.
Mrs. Berek and her child suddenly leave in the lift.
Do you notice how adept she was at making sure the door was closed? Oh, yes. So it tells me we're not the first. Well, it tells me she's been warned.
agents are suspicious and do some digging while they wait for Greg Berwick to arrive. A letter of enforcement has already been sent to his workplace.
Oh, amazing. I've got some new details. He said he had a unit down by the airport. I've actually found out what the unit is from the claimant. They've given us those details. If we don't want to pay, we'll have to go to him then, won't we?
If the agents can't get Greg to settle the debt when he arrives, Brian has a plan B. They'll go to his unit at the airport and seize his business assets.
I've got the unit he's training from. I don't want him to be aware of that.
Absolutely correct.
Okay.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
We'll just say, look, not much more we can do here.
You've got to be able to think out the box a little bit, and if you can keep the element of surprise, it's all good. You've got every chance of recovering something.
45 minutes later, company owner Greg Berwick arrives home.
Hello.
Oh, are you Greg?
Yes,
How are you, Greg? How are you?
Good, guys.
We have a High Court writ for just over £10,000. Long story short, you need to get £10,000. Okay.
Yeah, but how I can pay if I don't have money? Seriously, because this is not just one bill what I have to pay. You know, it's some bills what I have to pay as well.
At the end of the day, this bill needs to take priority because this has got a High Court writ. Look, I just want to collect the money.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have nothing.
You see that big man there, my
Yeah.
colleague? He doesn't have the patience that I have.
I understand, but you know what I can say.
The agents want to give Greg one last chance to resolve the matter now.
50%, £400 a week arrangement.
You want to pay half of it?
I don't have.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. Let's go.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
But Brian and Dell haven't finished with Greg yet.
Okay.
Let's have a look down there, mate. He's got money around him. He don't want to pay it.
Greg may think he's off the hook, but the agents are about to surprise him at his workplace. And this case is far from over.
He's shooting straight back down there now, mate.
We've seen better.
Worthing, Sussex. Brian and Dell were trying to collect a £10,000 debt owed to a vehicle rental business by company owner Greg Berwick.
Hi, good morning. I'm looking for AJB Parts Limited.
Yeah, my husband.
Greg let slip where his business was based.
Where are you working, sir? Where do you work?
I've got the unit he's training from. I don't want him to be aware of that.
Absolutely correct.
When Greg met the agents outside his home, he claimed he couldn't pay.
Look, I just want to collect the money.
I don't have nothing.
The agents had a plan.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
And let him leave.
Let's go. He's shooting straight back down there now, mate.
We've seen better then.
Now Brian and Dell are on their way to see if Greg has returned to his airport unit.
We're on the trial again. We're on the trial.
If he's there and still refuses to pay, the agents will seize his business assets to cover the debt.
So how do you want to play this one? Just get there and call him out?
Cool. Gloves are off him if we find his assets and that down there. It's for him to prove what's with what and who's with who.
Brian and Dell's tactics appear to have paid off.
Let's just call there.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're fine. What's on the boxes, mate?
I don't know, but you know what?
Go in there.
I'm about to go and find out.
The large warehouse is full of goods.
Hello again, Greg. This is where you're at, yeah? AJB Parts.
No, it's not. It's not here. Here is completely different business. We're working for them.
You're working for them?
Yeah.
What's the score?
He says he's just working for them.
Okay. Okay, do you want to get your governor out then? We'll stand and talk to him.
Sorry?
Do you want to get your boss out then?
No, it's not here.
Greg claims that his company, AJB Parts, is not based at the warehouse and that he's working here for a different business. But the agents are suspicious.
We're going to have a problem, aren't we?
Why?
Well, Unit 18, AJB Parts Limited.
Here. What's the check we're doing here then?
Your company's here.
No, it's not here.
Don't lie to me.
I'm not lying.
Oh dear. At the end of the day, I want you to pay this debt.
Yeah, that's what I said to you. I will pay.
What did I say to you?
Yeah, I will pay, but like I said, I don't have the money to pay that.
Find the money to pay half of it then.
I don't will find today, seriously.
When debtors lied to me, I kind of smiled to myself, but I'll only let the lie go for so long. When you've got a High Court writ and you've got the right person in front of you and you're there, they've got assets that need to be removed if they're not going to pay, then that's what you're going to do.
The paperwork proves that AJB Parts is based at the warehouse, so Brian and Dell can seize assets to cover the £10,000 debt.
Okay, have you got receipts, invoices for everything here, yeah?
This is the stuff what just arrived today.
Okay, what's arrived today?
Boxes, nothing more.
Greg now claims that most of the goods in the warehouse don't belong to AJB Parts.
Right, let's start from the back.
Brian and Dell investigate the stock.
Who does the tow truck belong? Not tow truck, the electric forklift, yeah.
It belongs to the owner who's coming now. I don't have nothing, basically, just for this year.
It appears multiple companies are trading at the warehouse, and Greg's company only owns a small amount of the stock. But Brian hopes that the threat of taking away what little he does have will prompt Greg to pay.
Okay, we'll call a vehicle down to remove goods. Stuff that you can't provide invoices for, we'll take control of, okay? Yeah?
The reality of his situation finally sinks in.
He's on the phone now. He was on the phone a minute ago. So sometimes you need to just give him that little, come on, sort yourself out.
Greg finally has an offer for the agents.
1,200 quid, maybe 15, but on Friday I will try to do the best and manage 2.5. This is maximum what I can do. Seriously, if you thinking it is not, take a step. Basically, I will have to finish everything. I will go to bankrupt.
Well,
and
then,
on the end of the day, no one don't take any money.
When somebody can't pay and they have little assets, we'll look at their financial situation, but you have to exhaust all avenues in trying to collect it before we consider doing an arrangement.
After an hour at the warehouse...
I'm trying.
Are you?
Yes, I'm trying.
The agents think they've pushed Greg as far as he can go.
Let's do the 15 today.
Let's accept what you're saying. We'll bring the 15, get the 1,500, then we can set an arrangement that you can afford to pay. How does that sound?
Okay.
A deal is done. £1,500 today, another £2,500 by the end of the week, and then £1,000 a month for the next 6 months. Greg heads home to get the cash.
I just think we've caught him a little bit on the up where the money is concerned.
He knew this was coming.
20 minutes later, Greg is back with the £1,500.
Well done. Okay. Thank you very much. Be good.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Excellent.
Greg will now have to stick to his payment plan to clear the remaining £8,500, or the agents will be back. Property repairs are now the leading cause of dispute between tenant and landlord. Over a third of all UK landlords claim they've had their property damaged in the last year. At the same time, 250,000 tenants have withheld rent, claiming their landlords have taken too long to make urgent repairs.
This is a two-way road, 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. I notice you're doing 35.
I'm not, I'm doing 30.
Watching these junctions left and right, there might be children lurking behind this car. Watch the bollards.
I'm listening to the bollards.
High Court enforcement agents Paul Bowhill and Steve Pinner are in London to carry out another eviction.
The writ we have this morning is a writ of possession.
Where is it?
The landlords claim they've lost £20,000 as their tenant, Faisal Azim, hasn't paid rent for a year.
It doesn't say that the landlords are meeting us, or that the landlords may or may not be there.
Mr. Azim and his family have already had notice of the eviction, and he's packing the car, ready to leave.
That's those people moving there.
Oh, well, there you go. Let me quickly get out. This is going to be one of those ones. Hello.
I've got family in the house. We know what you're here for. Listen, what I need from you, let me phone the council. Yes?
What are you ringing the council for?
So they're going to have to, he told me to give me a ring as soon as you arrive. Because obviously I've got 8 children, my friend. Yeah?
This is your house?
I've got 3 kids in there.
Let's stop you there. This is your house?
Yeah, I'm there.
Right, let's try again. I'm Paul.
Hello, Mr. Ahmed Omar. Can you give me a ring, please? The Bellies are here. You told me they'll call you when they arrive. Can you call me back ASAP, please, yeah? Thank you.
As there are 8 children in the house, Mr. Azim has been waiting for the agents to arrive so that he can take the eviction notice to the council and seek emergency accommodation.
This is for you.
All right.
Okay.
Mr. Azim claims he stopped paying the rent when the landlord refused to do repairs to the house.
Look, I've gone and paid for a skip myself. I've
I see that.
got done for them. I've cleaned my property. You know what I mean? I'm not making a scene. They're making a scene, mate. And if you know the scene can get only accelerate. We're not making one. If you're going to make one, we'll give you one, mate. It's not a biggie. We've all been to prison. Don't mind going again.
Despite his dispute with the landlord, Mr. Azim seems willing to leave. But then the landlord's agent arrives, and Mr. Azim's brother becomes agitated.
So you're the agent?
I'm the agent.
Okay.
Tempers are rising, but then the landlords themselves arrive.
Hi, Paul. I'm Bhumika,
Hello.
landlady.
Do they know you?
I think they know me, yeah.
Yeah, just don't go in there yet.
Okay.
We know from experience that if the landlord is standing behind us or is visible to the tenant, the whole situation is likely to be turbocharged. It's purely aggravating if he is.
Mr. Azim is concerned about his family's belongings.
I've got a big sofa and there, a couple of washing machines and that. Am I going to be able to get that?
Yes,
out,
you
or
are
shall I
going
throw it back out?
to. You are going to be able to get back in there. Yes.
When is that? What's
Well,
that?
all you need to make an arrangement with the landlord.
You need to make this arrangement for me, then, Gav, because these people here, they're not communicative at all.
Okay. Well, what we'll do is, I'm going to put this on your door. This is our office number.
The last of the belongings are packed, and Mr. Azim and his family leave. Monica and her parents are now free to return.
It's been terribly
The
stressful.
house was originally for you and your sisters.
Yes, I mean, my parents bought it as an investment for my sisters and I, so we rented it out to a family. But right now, we're in debt for £20,000. My mum and dad are suffering.
The tenant's assertion that they withheld rent because repairs weren't carried out is a surprise to the family.
Is that what you said? He's withholding the rent?
Withholding the rent because there was water coming through the roof.
Why didn't he say? Why didn't he ever tell us that?
The property has been managed by an agency. This is the first time the family have been inside for a year, and they're in for a shock.
It's disgusting, isn't it, really, all this? I mean, look at the kitchen.
No.
It's totally wrecked it, haven't they? I think they did it on purpose, you know.
Upstairs, the scale of the damage becomes clear.
They destroyed the whole house, innit, really, basically.
Well, you've got 8 children here and presumably 2 or 3 adults.
Monica's father thinks that the problem in the house isn't damp as the tenants claimed.
They haven't been opening window at all, innit?
It's condensation. It's condensation everywhere.
This building should have been inspected every so often, but obviously it's not been done properly. It's going to cost us a lot of money. I just can't comprehend it, actually. I've never seen a place like this.
The smell and the state of the property proves too much for Monica and her mother.
Excuse me, just
happy to get past before my mum vomits. I cannot breathe in there. I mean, you can tell it's it smells like animal urination, this and that.
The eviction is complete, but Monica and her family now face another battle.
I mean, the nightmare's over now, but this is just the start of another nightmare, which is to retrieve the money and fix the property, which is, to me, just seems beyond repair. It's been fairly emotional, you know, for my mom.
Thank you.
Monica and her family have got their house back, but Brian and Dell are about to meet a woman who stands to lose what little she owns.
I don't want to take your stuff.
Well, you have to, because
Listen, Leslie, do you understand the implications?
In the past 10 years, average personal debt in the UK has increased by nearly 20%, reaching almost £50,000. As Britons continue to borrow more and more, almost 1 in 3 will struggle to pay off these mounting debts. High Court enforcement agents Brian and Dell are on the Kent coast with a writ to recover over £6,000.
Lovely on the old seafront here in Margate.
Yeah, look at
I've been down here for years. My mum used to take me down here as a child.
We're going to see Miss Leslie Clark. She owes money to Mr. and Mrs. John Cressy. In the first instance, we're looking to collect £6,176.77.
The debtor, Leslie Clark, was taken to the county court 3 years ago for unpaid rent on her previous property, but the debt was never paid. Now her former landlords have escalated the case to the High Court to get it resolved.
Oh, look, what numbers are here?
17. It's going to be...
It's going to be here then. Let's leave this here for now.
The team need immediate payment, or they can seize possessions to cover the debt.
Ooh.
Hello. Hello. At least they're friendly. How are you?
Good for you.
My name's Brian. I'm looking for Leslie Clark. How are you? I'm from the High Court. I'm here with the High Court writ. The claims are Mr. and Mrs. Cressy. John Cressy? Cressy? Yeah, what's that? What was that for? Rent arrears?
Well, yeah, they evicted me from the house and everything, but I haven't heard anything since then.
Okay, come on, let's get you in. Rooney, come on in, you get. What they've done is they've upgraded it to the High Court for us to pursue you to collect the money outstanding. Now, we've got a balance of £6,176.77. There's a copy of the writ for you. So, why did they evict you?
Because I got into a bit of trouble with paying the rent. It didn't go on for very long.
Fine. Are you working at the moment?
I don't work.
You don't work at all? So is there any way we can get these funds paid?
I don't have any money.
You don't?
No.
Leslie claims she can't pay, so the agents need to change their approach.
If you read the High Court writ, it clearly states on there that we're commanded to take control of any assets or goods that you may have here to cover this debt.
I don't have anything. It's my partner's house, Mr. Sykes. He works on P&O Ferries.
Okay. So how do we move forward from here? What we need, if we can't get this paid, we're going to have to look around and see what assets there are. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I don't know if you want to have a little think or make some telephone calls and see what you can do. That would be great.
I haven't got anyone to call.
No?
I've
Okay.
got 5 children and I don't think they're going to be.
Okay.
The seriousness of the situation doesn't seem to be registering with Leslie.
We're going to go down the route of possible enforcement and removal of goods then, yeah? Because you can't pay it at all.
Okay then, if that's what you have to do.
Well, yeah, because you can't pay it, you see.
No, I can't. I don't work, no.
Okay, fine. We'll do that. Okay, thank you. I don't think it's really kicked in yet. But maybe I'll try a bit harder and maybe push the point and say, look, this is what's happening. Maybe she needs to hear that a bit more.
Well, look, I don't want to take your stuff. I don't.
Well, you have to.
What if you can pay?
I can't pay. I don't work.
There must be something we can sit down and organise. Because, Leslie, listen, Leslie, do you understand the implications? No. How do you support yourself financially?
Financially, I don't. My other half, he pays the bills here.
All right.
Del wants to find out how Leslie got into debt.
So, you haven't worked?
No, I've never worked.
You've
I
never
brought up
worked?
5 children. I was carer to my mum. I just started care work and he was in college. And then my other 2 sons are strange for anyway.
You don't have any contact at all?
Oh no, they're from my first marriage, my first husband. They're with him.
So you never got any money or anything from the divorce? So when you came here, what did you come here with? Nothing?
My children.
Your children and the clothes on your back?
A black sack and a pushcart.
It seems that Leslie was left with almost nothing after a divorce fractured her family.
You've had a tough time as well, haven't you?
I have, but I say Roy's here now.
He's a good man, isn't he?
He is lovely. He is lovely.
Sometimes there are underlying issues that we need to be aware of. We do try and show a lot of empathy, but we still have to do our job and we have to please everybody, which is quite difficult.
Leslie has been through a family crisis, but if she can't find a way to settle the debt, her former landlords could force her into bankruptcy.
What could you and Royston afford
I wish he was here now, but he does week on, week off, and he went yesterday.
Yeah.
So he's back next.
I'll tell you what, why don't you give him a call, tell him that we're happy to do an arrangement for you, and let us know what figure you come up with. All right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The agent's only option is to set up a payment plan, but as she has no income of her own, Leslie calls her partner Royston for help.
I've got like the High Court writ, and I told him I haven't got the money. Don't worry about me, they are very nice people, so don't worry, I know you're so far away and you're probably panicking, but if I give you to the man, yeah?
Hi, Royston.
Hello.
Hello, sir, how are you? Thank you very much for your time. What we need to know is what figure we can get a month towards this debt. Bearing in mind it's about £6,000.
So I mean, nearly all my wages goes on the household bills and stuff,
Yeah.
so I haven't got anything.
What could we afford?
Oh, God. I mean, I could only do, like, I don't know, between £50 and £100 a month.
So if you say £100 a month, how's that sound?
Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
All right. When somebody can't pay and they have little assets, we look at their financial situation and make the right decisions. You know, we understand people are having difficult times, so we have to look at what's in front of us and try and help as best we can.
Yeah.
Okay, leave it to me. We'll get back to you. We'll give you a text or something so we're not annoying you. All right.
Right, okay.
All right, chap. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you.
There you go. Okay, let's go down to the kitchen. Let's get all this paperwork written out.
Royston is only able to pay a fraction of the debt each month, but it's clear to the agents that he's pushed himself to the limit. Brian accepts his offer.
Listen, thank you. I know it's been difficult for you today. Yeah?
This is just a bit of a shock, because I've never heard from
Well, we appreciate you having a smile on your face. Yeah? No, but you know, you didn't have to be, did you? You could have been all effing and blind and all sorts, couldn't you?
Oh, my mum's alive, she'd kill me if I saw her.
Would she?
The case is over for now, but if Leslie doesn't keep up with the repayments, the agents will have to seize what few possessions she has.
Bye-bye, Leslie.
Bye-bye, thank you.
I mean, to be fair, that'd be paid off in 5-6 years if she doesn't miss a beat. You know, 5-6 years of her life. Sounds like a long time, but when you get to our age, it flies by pretty quick, doesn't it?
Anyway, should we go for a dip then, Delroy? Tea's over there.
I'm not treading water is not my thing.
What you got next for us, mate?
Off to see Mohammed Safa, who owes £2,874.41.
The debt of nearly £3,000 is owed by landlord Mohammed Safia to 2 of his former tenants.
He'd be stood at the doorstep saying something along the lines of, "I'm really sorry, Matt, Gary, here's the money. Would you like a cup of tea?"
Has that ever happened?
The tenants claimed Mr. Safia didn't return their deposits at the end of their leases. They took Mr. Safia to court and won the case. Now he must pay in full, today.
Hello there, how are you? I'm looking for Mohammed Safa.
He's out of the country.
Where is he at the moment?
Egypt.
He's in Egypt?
Yeah.
Okay. Just explain who I am, madam. My name's Matthew Howard, I'm a High Court enforcement agent. I'm here with a High Court writ. So can you get him on the telephone for me?
I really can't because my phone's not working.
Do you want to give me a number and I'll give him a call then?
Yeah. Can I ask what this is regarding?
I'd need Mohammed's permission to discuss that with you, because obviously you're not named on the writ.
Matt calls Mr. Sophia.
Hello?
Mr. Safa?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Hello, sir. My name's Matthew Highway. I'm a High Court enforcement agent. I'm at your property at the moment. There's an outstanding balance of £2,874.41.
To be honest with you, I'm on the way to the airport.
Right.
Can I give you my brother's number?
You'd like him to deal with it on your behalf, would you?
Yeah, my brother will sort it out, yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Did you catch that, madam?
I've just texted him. He says no.
Okay, lovely. Do you know how long it'll be?
Minutes later, Mr. Sophia's brother, Mr. Shabir, turns up.
Hello, sir. How are you? You Mohammed's brother? Great stuff, okay.
You got the wrong house. Mohammed Safi doesn't live here.
Unfortunately, we've sent a notice of enforcement here. Okay, I mean, the situation is the writ commands us to attend the property today to either collect payments or to look at seizing goods. If there are items in the property that don't belong to Mohammed, then unfortunately, the onus is on those people to prove that to us.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll be looking at seizing assets today.
Well, you need to prove to me that Mohammed Safi lives here.
No, I don't need to prove that, sir.
You do.
No,
listen, lads. Be honest with you.
You
need to prove listen to me. You can't do shit here. Let's face it. Nothing with Mohammed Safi here.
Right.
You see, what happens is Mohammed Safi doesn't live in the country.
Right.
Yeah, he lives in Egypt.
Despite Mr. Shabir's claims that his brother lives abroad, the agents have a High Court writ to enforce and the right to stay and investigate further.
You can wait outside.
No, we won't be leaving, sir.
What do you mean you won't be leaving? Let's drop the aggro and the big man shit.
There's no aggro.
No, that is. Don't try and intimidate me.
I'm talking to you in a very gentle, calm fashion. Do you want to give him a call? I'll make a payment over the phone. He's not in Egypt. I've just spoke to him.
We just spoke to him.
Yeah.
He's in England. Yeah. Well, what did he say?
He's on the way to the airport and that you'll sort it out for him.
No. I'm going to pay somebody else. He's dead.
Right.
No.
Do you want to give him a call and tell him that's not the case?
No, mate. It's got nothing to do with me.
No, we can sort this out, can't we?
It's got nothing to do with me. We'll carry on then, sir.
All right. You know, our backgrounds mean that we can suss out whether we're being lied to or not. There's little bits of body language that occurs, things that give it away for the debtor, and we can pick up on that pretty quickly.
With Mr. Shabir refusing to cooperate, the agents look for proof that his brother does live at the property. And upstairs, they make an important discovery.
This is the stuff that he didn't want you to read through.
There's a stash of letters addressed to the debtor, Mohammed Safia, in one of the bedrooms.
I think we might have found Mohammed's room.
This is Mohammed's room then, yeah?
But their actions haven't gone unnoticed.
I'll roll around in the property.
We can see it.
Do you man? You can't.
Let's not get aggro, sir, because I'll get the police.
Get the police here. Get the police here.
I'll
go get him. Go get him. Take this upstairs.
With tensions rising, Gary phones for police assistance.
Hello there, my name's Gary Ball. I'm a High Court enforcement agent. I'm at a property at the minute executing a High Court writ. However, one of the gentlemen here is obstructing us and becoming very aggressive. I wonder if I could have police assistance, please.
But then, two other men arrive at the property.
These idiots want to walk by.
Wow, what's up, honey?
They're after Mohammed Safi, Saf.
Yeah,
he doesn't even live here.
Yeah.
And so you're going to take shit.
I will take it if he doesn't live here.
Are you related to the defender?
Yeah.
Okay. People at this address would have to prove those items belong to them. It's not for me to prove otherwise.
The agents stand their ground, but Mr. Shabir won't back down.
You don't own the fucking house. You walk in and start reading the mail, man.
We're allowed to, sir.
No, you're not. Don't chat shit with me, man.
Alright, we'll see when with the police.
See what I mean? You piss me off when you talk, man. You're like a little fucking budgie that doesn't stop, man.
Can we not just get this resolved?
I swear down. I'll take your clothes off and chuck you out on the street.
You take my clothes off?
I'll take your clothes off and chuck you on the street.
Why would you do that?
No, just to embarrass you.
I don't think that you would ever be able to embarrass me, chap. Ever. People, I think, say the first thing that come into their head. They don't think about what they're saying. And actually, if it was rerun back to them afterwards, they'd think, well, that was just ridiculous. And they sort of do make you chuckle inside at the time. But, something like that's just crazy, just ridiculous.
With the situation becoming more unpredictable, Matt and Gary decide to wait for the police to arrive before continuing the enforcement. But then, 2 more men appear and immediately try to intimidate Matt.
Well, the road's found him out in the cell, mate, and fucking beat you. So, straight up to you. You know the police.
I'm not worried, buddy. You don't worry me in the slightest, my man.
We them kind of people, mate, do not
Yeah.
give a fuck.
Yeah,
Even though you can't remember your face, mate, right now.
You don't worry me in the slightest, bud.
The money, it doesn't mean fuck all, mate.
Right.
As we pay you, we don't pay you, it's our choice.
There you
And
go.
then you'll be out of here before you know it.
Gary and Matt are now in a threatening situation. They must act quickly to get this case resolved unharmed. In Stoke-on-Trent, Staffordshire, Gary Ball and Matt Highway were trying to collect a debt of nearly £2,900.
I'm looking for Mohammed Safa.
The debtor, Mohammed Safia, wasn't at home.
To be honest with you, I'm on the way to the airport.
The agents found letters showing the debtor had been at this address.
This is the stuff that he didn't want you to read through.
Family and friends arrived and intimidated the agents.
As we pay you, we don't pay you, it's our choice. And then you'll be out of here before you know it.
Gary called the police.
Wonder if I can have police assistance, please.
And half an hour later, they're now on the scene.
Hello, officer, you alright?
All we're here is just to make sure everything's calm. That's the only reason we're here. We're not taking anybody's side. We're not taking anybody's side.
With the police on hand to prevent a breach of the peace, Matt continues to try and enforce the writ. There are several cars on the drive. Potential assets he can seize to offset the debt.
You got proof of ownership for me, bud, for the vehicles?
Akil, just go get the logbooks first.
They're not proof of ownership, they're logbooks.
You can take any vehicle from me.
If I ain't taking my fucking car, I don't know.
With no proof being offered that the cars don't belong to the debtor, Matt checks to see if they're free of finance and able to be seized.
That's the one.
Finance free. Give you an approximate valuation, mate. Just 1 second. About 400 quid. Black Volkswagen Polo.
Yeah, that's the one.
Again, it's clear of finance. Approximately 1,500.
Alright, lovely. Still over it.
Both cars are only worth £1,900. Not enough to cover the £2,900 debt.
Right, mate. Inventory inside, yeah?
So Matt and Gary go back into the house to look for any other valuable assets they could seize.
A Samsung TV. Probably 50-inch.
But then, more men start to arrive, and Mr. Shabir tries again to get the agents to leave.
Mate, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave, honestly.
Well,
no. If you get out, mate,
that'll
honestly,
be
no.
now, sir.
You've got a court writ.
I know, but look what they're saying now. They're being ridiculous. You're gonna have to tell them to go. Honestly, it's gonna be a big problem.
If you refuse to leave, we will escort you off the property.
You can try, sir. You can try. Okay. I've had enough of this now.
You can't take one of the cars. You know that, don't you?
Well, I'm telling you, I'm going to organise recovery.
You take the cars.
Okay.
Or officers, listen, I don't think we need you anymore.
Give me 5 minutes, yeah, and I'll get you 20 boys down here.
Don't make sure make it flash.
No, the thing is, yeah, listen, you should do your job, yeah, and get him off the property. He should be in there.
People believe that by organising a large group, they're going to somehow put us off the enforcement process. They're going to frighten us and we'll go away. And, you know, the fact of the matter is it doesn't. No, we're going to carry on and do our job, regardless of how many people are there.
There are now over 10 men outside the house.
Now, listen to me now. You're causing problems here, so I'm asking you all to leave because
We aren't leaving.
Okay.
We aren't leaving.
With the situation threatening to get out of hand, a sergeant and 3 more police officers attend the scene.
Hiya, mate, you alright? We're just a bit concerned about the way things were going on, to be honest with you, and the way people were reacting, numbers that were turning up.
Yeah. We'll be gone in 5 minutes.
All this can stop now, can't it?
Yeah.
But then suddenly, with the extra police presence, the family asked to speak to the agents inside the house.
Yeah.
And Gary and Matt are in for a surprise.
Can you do cash? Yeah.
Yeah, I can take cash, yeah.
One of the men decides to pay the agents the £2,900.
1,000 there, yeah.
In cash.
Thanks, ladies. All right, take care.
Smashing. Right, we're all done. Thank you for your help. Appreciate it. Okay, thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for your help.
After nearly 3 hours at the house, the agent's perseverance has paid off.
Collected the money on behalf of the client.
And we got payment in full.
There it is, ready to be banked. Fantastic, mate.
Right, I felt a bit scared for you, mate. You know, and he wanted to take you outside and get you naked.
Let's get out of here, quickly.
Research has revealed that disputes between tenants and landlords over rent arrears has seen a 90% year-on-year increase. Nearly 50% of landlords attempting to remove a tenant from their property reported that the primary reason was rent arrears. New Malden, southwest London.
I've worked this area before.
Nice area again, look, gated.
It's not bad at all.
Gated properties.
High Court enforcement agents Steve Pinner and Max Caraher are on their way to recover a debt of nearly £9,000.
We're off to see Mr. Shung Chul Choi and Mrs. Jong Hwa Hong.
According to the claimant, the debtors sublet a previous property they were renting from him without his permission and without paying him rent.
We're looking to collect £8,838.08.
The claimant escalated the case to the High Court, and now Mr. Choi and Mrs. Hong must pay in full today.
Hello, hiya, here to see Mrs. Hong.
Yes.
And is that you? And Mr. Choi?
Yeah.
Hiya, I'm a High Court enforcement agent.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Are you Mr. Choi? Hello, Mr. Choi. My name's Max Caraher, my colleague Steve Pinner. We're High Court enforcement agents. We're here to speak to you about a High Court writ we have for you.
Step in.
My solicitor sent to the letter to court, so we make some date. So
Have you got a date?
Yeah.
If you show us.
Mr. Choi shows Steve a letter his solicitor has written to the court appealing the case. But this won't stop Max and Steve.
Just because the solicitor has written a letter to the court, it wouldn't mean that the writ is not live.
The problem is...
What do you want, Steve?
What do we want?
£8,838.08. Can you make this payment?
No.
Can I just explain this to you? If we have to stay here longer, we then have to go round, make lists of everything that's here, and then the price gets more.
So how can I do?
You need to talk to someone. If they can help us and pay it now, and then you can argue it when you go back to court. Solicitors can slow things down because they're arguing a point on behalf of their client. Sometimes they say, oh, there's an application to stop it, but it is only an application. It's not a definite stop. So until such time there is a definite stop, we have to continue. The writ we hold commands us to do the job.
Despite having the situation clearly explained to him, Mr. Choi gets back on the phone to his solicitor.
I'm going to begin making an inventory.
With no offer of payment, Max starts looking for items they could seize to offset the debt.
Whoa. That's a big property. It's a huge property.
But upstairs, he's in for a surprise.
Hello. You don't have a...
Speaking English. Sorry.
What language do you speak, madam?
Greek.
Greek.
Please.
This is your room?
Yes.
Are you a tenant here, miss?
Yes.
Ah, right.
With the discovery of a tenant, Max is suspicious that the debtors are subletting this house just as they did at their previous address. But Max and Steve aren't here to flush out a scam. They're here to try and recover the nearly £9,000 Mr. Choi owes to his previous landlord. And he's still making no offer to pay.
Steve, we're not getting what we want.
Yeah.
We're going to have to take action. We're now going to begin to prepare goods for removal, if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
Max heads outside to clamp the car on the driveway.
I've seized the vehicle.
Yeah.
We'll run an HPR on it.
I'll put that on it.
Yes, please. 56 plate Voyager. Right.
But the value of the car won't fully cover the debt. So Max continues to look around the house and finds IT equipment in a downstairs office.
We haven't got payment. We're being messed around.
No.
So we've been messed around. You're not going to pay this. So the only way.
Don't touch me.
Yes, it's all going. Yeah, it's all going. Yep. Right, take your hands off of me, okay?
Okay.
Take your hands off of me.
Okay.
This will be removed. You're messing me around. You're not going to pay it. Yes?
You cannot.
Your solicitor is wrong. I am going to remove this. Please don't put your hands on me again.
Mr. Choi is now physically obstructing Max.
Sir, listen, take your hands off of me. I won't ask again.
With tension rising, Max has to make Mr. Choi understand that the agents have every right to remove goods from the house.
Please let me carry on with my job. Otherwise, I assure you, you will be arrested for obstructing a High Court enforcement agent. When we're trying to make somebody see sense, I think it's almost like the bait's on the hook and the fish is there lurking. And when it's a particularly large sum of money, they're almost weighing up, is it worth the enforcement agents removing all our assets, or do we need to pay it and put a line in the sand?
But despite Steve and Max removing his possessions, Mr. Choi still refuses to pay. He phones his solicitor again.
According to the law, you should give at least 7 days notice.
Sir, with the greatest respect, our office sends the letters out and we're not allowed to go out until the letter date has been cleared. The letter will have been sent.
No, I won't. Hold on. So I've asked you this loads of times. All you're doing is phoning your solicitors to argue with us. I've asked very nicely, and you've made no effort to raise the funds.
Don't.
You need to pay now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Got a card?
Hold it. Yeah.
I'm not going to wait because I've been here for ages.
Okay.
Right.
Don't touch me.
I have to.
Okay?
I'm not touching you.
Okay.
Mr. Choi still refuses to cooperate. But now the stress is taking its toll on Mrs. Hong. Steve intervenes.
I'm very sorry we've upset you, but we are here because there is a reason. We wouldn't be here for no reason. But
Too much stress.
it is, it's a lot. That's why I have grey hair. When somebody gets emotional, you have to talk to them, you know, on a level that they will accept and understand. I'd like to think I'm a people person, but when somebody's emotional, it does have a knock-on effect on us because we can see the situation they're in and we still have to try and get through the job.
It's now 2 hours since the agents arrived. Mr. Choi is still not offering to pay. To keep the pressure on, Max continues to remove items from the house in the hope that he'll change his mind.
We've been messed around back and forth, conversations with solicitors who are giving possibly some of the worst advice I've ever come across in my career doing this. I really don't know why he's making it so difficult on himself.
Steve phones the office for a second recovery truck.
We need a vehicle to remove items of household items and a vehicle to remove a car.
One vehicle and a van, no problem.
Some debtors do believe that they can outsmart the system. So, you know, and then all of a sudden then you have to start to dig your heels in and say at the end of the day, this is what we're sent to do. Well, let's see who's going to win here, us or you.
Is that all sorted, Steve?
Yeah, They're organising a van now to come along and a truck to take the car.
With more removal vehicles on their way, Mr. Choi is in danger of losing most of his possessions to offset the debt. Finally, the pressure gets too much.
Okay, I agree.
Mr. Choi gives in. But because the agents had started to remove goods, £1,200 has been added to the debt. Mr. Choi now pays over £10,000 by bank transfer.
Yeah, I'll just call to check that, then we'll give you all your receipts, etc. Can you confirm for me that a total of £10,039.28 has been received?
Yeah.
Excellent, thank you very much. That writ's paid in full. I'll issue them a receipt.
It's been a good result for the agents.
This is your receipt. This is for you, and you have our card.
Yeah.
Okay? Good luck. Okay?
Good job.
If you need us, you know where we are.
I don't want to again. I don't want to meet again.
Take care. Bye-bye, Mr. Choi.
It's very satisfying when we turn a won't pay into a has paid. The reason for this is because they've put up such a battle, and at the end we get the result we're after.
Wow, it's the first time somebody said, good job.
Max and Steve have got payment in full in a difficult situation. But in Matt and Gary's next case, they find a man hiding from a £25,000 debt.
He's crawling through the hallway on his hands and knees.
Whose friends will do anything to stop the agents.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, you twat.
Just trap my hand in that door.
Research shows that owners of small and medium-sized companies in the UK are increasingly concerned about their financial future. 7 in 10 have had to take out loans to prop up their businesses, which has taken its toll on their personal finances. High Court enforcement agents Matt Highway and Gary Ball are back on the road, this time in Smethwick, Birmingham.
Where's next then, mate?
Next, mate, we're going to see Mr. Alan James Sartori. Ooh, 25,000 quid.
Well, a small one then.
Mr. Sartori, a former nightclub owner, fought a dispute with a business partner over property, but lost his case. He then refused to pay his solicitor's fees and now owes £25,000.
Ready?
Yep. Can you see through?
Yeah. No sign of anybody.
It seems Mr. Sartori isn't in. But Matt's in for a surprise.
Just when you think you've seen it all, he's crawling through the hallway on his hands and knees.
Is it up?
No, the man.
Joking.
He just crawled through the hallway on his hands and knees. So I couldn't see him. There's no queerer than folk, is there? Hello? Ah. He's not crawling anymore, he's actually stood upright this time. Hello, sir. Looking for Mr. Sartori? I need to speak to you, sir. My name's Mr. Highway. I'm a High Court enforcement agent. So I'm here with a High Court writ, sir. Would you like to get the matter dealt with, sir, or not?
No, I'm not going to be coming out there.
You wouldn't? Okay. Many thanks.
With Mr. Sartori not cooperating, Matt turns detective.
People being so foolish. It just drives you mad, doesn't it? Hello there, really sorry to bother you.
Right.
Do you know your next door neighbour?
Yes.
And is it Mr. Sartori? Is that the chap?
Is it Alan?
Alan?
Yes.
Yeah. No, there's a vehicle outside of his.
Silver BMW.
Is that one?
Or graphite.
Yeah.
That one there?
Yeah.
Great stuff. All right. Many thanks for your help, though. Okay. Appreciate it. Thanks. Well, that one, mate.
Gary clamps the car the neighbour identifies as Mr. Sartori's. The agents hope that their actions will prompt a response from the debtor.
Wonder if I want to come and talk now.
We've got blue lights coming this way.
But then suddenly, the police arrive.
Hi, mate. You all right? Hey, how are you? You all right? Hey, bud. You all right? Hey, good. So it's High Court writ for Mr.
Has he answered the door?
Mr. Sartori. No, he's talking to us through the glass.
Right. He's called us, so...
Yeah.
Obviously we need to go.
Yeah, go and have a word with him. Yeah, by all means.
Mr. Sartori lets the officers in.
Yeah. All right, buddy. You on there?
But seconds later, a family friend, Paul, arrives. And Matt seizes the opportunity to try and get inside the house.
He didn't invite you, you twat.
Just trapped my hand in the door. I really wish he hadn't done that, bro.
Five minutes later, the police open the door to leave.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. The door can stay though.
But the friend, Paul, hasn't calmed down.
You're not here to do that, son. They're here to break the block, to break the peace.
Move back away from me.
You fucking
Move back away from me.
You cheeky fuck. Who the fuck are you?
Officers, it's obstructing.
I'm not obstructing you.
Right.
Let the officers do the job.
Andy, get him out. Get him out.
Take
I'm on one, son.
Out.
You're being told to get out, so get
No,
out.
I'm not getting
You are
out.
coming out.
You are.
You are coming out, otherwise you'll be locked up to prevent breach of the peace.
Breach of the peace?
Yeah.
And you've got no right to put your
I
hands
know
on
exactly
me.
what I'm
None
doing.
whatsoever.
Hey, you
Excuse
do
me.
put your hands
Excuse
on
me.
me. No, you can't stop him, he's in now. From my phone.
It's a bit late if I can't stop him. You shouldn't be obstructing me there either.
No, son, let's go out there.
As the friend is escorted out of the house by the police, the agents finally gain entry. And Matt comes face to face with the debtor, Mr. Sartori.
So my name's Matthew High, we're my High Court enforcement agent. Perhaps if you'd have opened the door, we could have discussed this properly.
You're bullying your way in.
You are liable for £25,070.12 pence. So we're here to collect payments, sir.
I ain't got £25,000.
No worries. So we're here to seize goods to the value of, sir.
You can't see
We'll
goods from
out.
someone else's house. I live here in a rented room.
Smashing,
I've got
okay.
nothing.
So who owns the property in the house?
George there, and he owns that car.
George, this gentleman says that the items of the property belong to yourself, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. You're going to need, there's a High Court writ been issued
Right.
for Mr. Sartori, and it's for this property. Okay? So if there, let me finish. So if there are items in the property that belong to yourself, the onus is on you to prove that to me, unfortunately, by way of receipts or invoices.
For everything in this house?
Yes, yeah.
Well, I can't do that today, but this house, if the land registry is me...
Okay.
I rent a room here. You
This
can't
is my
take stuff
home.
away.
Unfortunately,
there's nothing to do. Everything is in my name.
So I'll just see proof of that, and I won't seize it.
While George goes to look for documents to prove the goods in the house belong to him, the agents give Mr. Sartori another chance to pay the debt.
So can you raise any funds, sir?
I've got nothing. Look in my bank. I've got nothing.
Nothing at all, no? We'll carry on to our job then.
So you're going to take things out this house?
Yes.
No.
Yes, that's what the writ commands me to do.
Then, Mr. Sartori's friend, Paul, returns to the house. This time with his daughter Stacey and her boyfriend.
Alan! Alan, it's Stacey.
No, you can't take nothing.
No,
Listen to my daughter.
And the boyfriend immediately starts to intimidate Gary.
What's your name?
What's my name? Gary Ball. You come in for me. Hear that, officer? He's threatening me.
Excuse me, buddy. Excuse me.
Don't touch me.
Excuse me.
Don't touch me.
Okay, right.
What's this?
Chap, you don't even need to be here, so if you start obstructing my duty, I'll get the officers to put you out, alright? So it's up to you. Keep quiet.
Okay.
Keep quiet then. To be honest, that sort of behaviour just deflects off me. It's tactics that they believe will stop enforcement. They're dead wrong, it won't stop us doing what we're there to do. We've seen that dance a million times before.
This is not Alan's house.
Yeah.
That's not Alan's car outside. He's a guest in this house.
Has that got your name on?
George has found proof of ownership for the BMW parked outside.
Yeah, that's George. That's all I need, mate. So what I'll do is I'll get the clamp off. Right, thank you. Right.
Gary can now release the clamp,
We put in the light today. You see how I push you?
but he's followed by Stacey's boyfriend.
You twat! You needed the officers to support you.
You're just making things worse.
I don't care, son. Gentlemen, being recording.
Problem?
Oh, God. You didn't have to take the clamp off, did you? Yeah, what a shame.
And as the agents go back inside, Paul and the boyfriend decide to try and block their way.
Come on, go in.
Do you want to make that up, eh?
Yeah, he's not open up. Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me.
You touch it. You're doing it.
We'll
Look how I'm breaking
have them
into
out. These guys can stay outside, mate. They're just going to cause problems if they're in here.
No, sir, let's go in the house. Come on.
The police get the men to leave. And now Matt and Gary must get this case resolved, one way or another.
I'll give you a list of what's being seized.
Have you got an inventory there?
I will have when it's finished.
Okay,
but
super.
it'll be anything of value that's in the property.
George can provide receipts.
Smash
as I
it.
said, Alan
Receipts for
will.
invoice. That's what I already asked for.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
George's
smash
house,
it.
it's George's
Oh.
mortgage.
So where's your enforcement knowledge come from,
I
then?
was a solicitor for years.
Oh, is it? All right.
Strict club now.
You want what?
Strict club now. On Broad Street.
I was a doorman on Ronnie Scott's for 8. Remember Ronnie Scott's? Broad Street? 8 years.
That's where you might.
Recognise Alan from?
He owned it.
He owned it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He owned Ronnie Scott's for years.
I was his doorman then. Alan, do
He used to be a doorman at Ronnie Scott.
you remember when I used to be your doorman?
I do.
Do you?
It seems the debtor used to be Matt's boss.
My life collapsed about 5-6 years ago in a big court case, and I've got no money left. Living on benefit, marriage collapsed, the house was sold. I can't go through much more of this.
I did feel a bit sorry for the defendant. You know, he ran a nightclub in the middle of Birmingham, walked around in probably £1,000 suits, and was making a lot of money. So to see him then and to see him now with, you know, enforcement agents at his door, it was a bit of a shock.
It's my council tax bill.
1.5 hours after the agents first arrived, George shows them proof that he is the homeowner.
Smash him.
Convinced that there are no assets they can seize, the agents decide to throw Mr. Sartori a lifeline.
Obviously he's not got 25,000 quid, that'd be the best option, but it's not going to happen. We can ask Alan what his offer of repayment's going to be, and then I can give Alan 48 hours for him to come up with a reasonable offer. Obviously I don't have to say, if you don't engage with us and we don't get this organised, we do have to come back. It does end up costing you more money, and obviously the aggravation of us coming back to the property, which, you know, so the onus is on you to get this sorted, Alan.
Mr. Sartori now has 2 days to come up with a payment. The case is resolved for now.
I'll leave it to it, okay?
But if Mr. Sartori doesn't honour the arrangement, the agents will be back.
It was a difficult case, frustrating case. You know, we weren't able to get a great result for the claimant, but we exhausted the enforcement process.
A recent survey has revealed that adults aged under 35 are increasingly coming under financial pressure. Almost half are concerned about their financial future. With an average disposable monthly income of just £156, young adults are increasingly turning to borrowing to cover their living expenses. (8:30 a.m). High Court enforcement agents Paul Bowhill and Max Caraher are in Guildford, Surrey.
Well, what have we got today then, Max?
We're off to see Mr. Bernard Kerr, and we're looking to collect £3,161.06.
Mr. Kerr, a professional cyclist, owes over £3,000 to a garage after a dispute over repairs to his van.
And I did some research on this chap. I think he's a downhill mountain biker, so he might have some expensive kit.
If Mr. Kerr can't or won't pay, the agents have the right to seize assets or vehicles belonging to him to pay off the debt. They immediately spot a van parked outside.
Pivot of factory racing cycles.
But before they clamp it, the agents need to see whether Mr. Kerr is willing to pay.
Yeah, look, there's all his cycling seats.
Just hang on there and I'll just have a look.
With no response, Paul decides to go round the back and discovers the valuable cycles they were hoping to find.
All the bikes here, look.
Oh yeah, they are expensive.
The back door is open, so Paul and Max make peaceful entry.
High Court enforcement, come to the door, please! Hello, High Court enforcement! We're inside the property! Oh, hello? High Court enforcement, mate. Your door was open. You Bernard? Are you Bernard?
Yeah.
Hi, Bernard. My name's Max Carraher. I'm a High Court enforcement agent. It's my colleague, Paul Bowhill. Sorry for the awakening. You left your back door open.
Yeah.
We're here with a High Court writ for you.
Yeah.
Do you know about this at all? It's
I
from...
just got back from into the country. I race mountain bikes across the world.
With the agents at his door, Bernard faces a crisis. With his bikes in danger of being seized, his racing career could be at risk. High Court enforcement agents Paul Bowhill and Max Carraher were in Guildford, Surrey, to recover a debt of over £3,000 owed by professional cyclist Bernard Kerr to a garage. The agents discovered valuable bikes that could be seized to pay off the debt.
Oh yeah, they are expensive.
But there was no sign of the debtor.
Hello, High Court enforcement! We're inside the property! Are you Bernard?
Yeah.
Now the agents must get this case resolved, one way or another.
Mr. Kerr, may I make a suggestion? Put some clothes on.
Yeah, no, wait, you're over here. People can be at the top of their game and the best at what they do, but if you don't keep your focus, then you could still end up in debt. Even if you have got the employment and the assets, it could happen to anybody.
A few minutes later, Bernard reappears.
Hi Bernard, should we start again?
Yeah. I know what this is about.
You do know what it's about. Tell us about the story.
My van broke down and simple problem, steering lock jammed. Then I call EA the next morning, that day, like, can you go and tow it to the Mercedes garage? 4 weeks, which for a commercial vehicle is unheard of. I phoned them up, like, guys, I'm sorry, I'm not going to pay this. They're like, absolutely fine, we'll talk about it.
Obviously they did notify that they were taking it to court.
Huh? No.
The writ exists and there is a request for payment there.
There's an outstanding balance at this moment in time of £3,161 and 6p. We obviously have to collect that today.
The High Court writ seems to have come as a shock to Bernard. He gets straight on the phone to the garage who've taken him to court.
Hi there, my name's Bernard Kerr. There's an outstanding payment I have with you guys, and I was waiting for a phone call back that I never got. I didn't want to pay anything. I had to hire a van for 4 weeks, I had to pay someone to drive it to Europe. I had the stress. I was racing 2 World Cups, one in Scotland and one in Austria. And I'm there, like, trying to practice, trying to qualify for a mountain bike World Cup, while trying to phone you guys on the gondola up to the top of the hill. Like, it's not really acceptable.
If a defendant is in a dispute with somebody else, it can make our life very difficult because they've already got this idea in their head that they're not going to pay. Now, fortunately for us, sometimes we can be presented in a situation where there are very valuable assets and plenty of them.
Bernard hasn't been able to speak to the manager of the garage, but Paul has to make it clear that whatever the rights or wrongs of the situation, the writ is active and needs to be paid today.
Can you get into the mindset? You've got to pay, It's £3,200 or whatever the figure is on there.
But Bernard has other ideas.
If I let you take an asset, I think that's going to work better for me. Because then I can just get that back off you and then I can sort this with them. Is that?
Not exactly.
No, what we do, if we were to take assets away...
We escalate the case to the sale and disposal.
They could be put to sale.
Your bill goes to 3,894 and 26.
£800.
Yeah.
Some of Bernard's bikes cost thousands, but Max warns him that at public auction they would achieve a fraction of their worth.
Believe it or not, a lot of people aren't going to know how much a Specialised S worth.
Well, I can buy one of those at the boot fair for a tenner.
Sell for peanuts.
Where can I go to a public auction and start buying a bike?
Faced with the prospect of losing several of his expensive bikes, Bernard has a change of heart.
Are you willing to make the payment?
I'll pay it, yeah.
Is that right?
I'm going to go up to 800. I've got the money, I think. I need to get to this now, don't I?
You do, yeah.
We'll write you a full receipt so you can take this bang over to your solicitors, etc.
Bernard pays the agents in full.
That's a pricey morning. You know, the Ritz for breakfast.
But as Paul and Max leave, he's back on the phone, continuing to dispute the debt.
Yeah, I've just spent over £3,000. I paid it on a card right here.
Debt doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter whether you're a world champion.
চার্জ 13%। আর একটা ভিডিও করা যাবে। তোমার মোবাইল চার্জ আছে? কত %? কত?